Hello. Well, at the end of The Life of Brian, when there's a multi-crucifixion scene, we have Eric Idle singing, "When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle." And that's immortal advice. So whistling is something I'm not terribly good at, and it's something that usually is associated with being happy, but it can also be associated with blowing the whistle, like a referee or a whistleblower giving notice that there's something you should know about that people are trying not to let you know. So we're going to start life with a bit of a history lesson now. Back in 1670, a certain person called Bushell won a court case which established for you and I the right to a trial by jury being protected, rather than the jury being directed by a judge. The judge, of course, tells the jury what the law is, what it says, how it's applied, what it means, but he can't tell the jury what verdict to come to. Now, moving forward in history to 2020 and 2021, when the legislation relating to criminal prosecution was updated under the previous Tory government, a provision was introduced that allows judges to link any prosecution which results in a sentence greater than 2 years to terrorism, on the basis that that criminal act could influence a foreign government. So anything that can influence a foreign government can be called terrorism, and then the person that's been convicted gets sentenced as a terrorist. And terrorist sentencing is different. It can be longer. You have to serve longer in prison, and when you get out, you have all sorts of problems for the rest of your life, potentially. So it's a big deal. And what's happened now is that that new wrinkle in legislation is being applied to the Filton 16. That's 16 people who have been prosecuted for criminal damage at the Israeli arms company EBIT near Bristol. And what the Judge Johnson has done is hidden from the jury that possibility that their findings of conviction may be turned into a terrorist sentencing. He hid that from them. He prohibited them from being told or warned. And now that information has been released to the public, and I'm blowing a whistle on it because it's very significant. It means that criminal act and terrorist act are welded together under the direction of a judge, not a jury, a judge. And so if you block a road or an airport runway, if you throw red paint on a wall, whatever you do in terms of protest, that can now be construed as being a terrorist act. And if you're convicted, you can be sentenced as a terrorist. You're labelled as a terrorist at the discretion, at the direction of a judge. Solely a judge, not a jury. It's in the hands of the judiciary. So protest has now not just been criminalised, but been labelled terrorist if that protest has the possibility to influence a foreign government. Well, what protest worth doing isn't going to influence somebody? Protests about things that are related to international relations inevitably point at trying to influence a foreign government. And there we go. We are not allowed to protest on pain of being labelled terrorists and sent to prison as terrorists and having the label of terrorists around our neck for the rest of our lives. So there's a bit of gristle to chew on, and there's a bit of whistling done in response. Bye now.